Hello? Pip, pip, trilio, all that sort of right. Hello, Governor.
I can't even with you.
All right, well then, welcome to the live earnings calls for both Meta at 5 and Microsoft at 5:30. They both beat.
Yes, they did.
Just real quick, before you go through the stories.
Yeah.
All right, so I wrote a list of stocks down. We have a watch list.
So many stocks just
Meta beat both. By the way, if you can hear us, type a 1 in the room. Meta beat both. Microsoft beat both. MicroStrategies, the crypto play, missed both.
Thank you, Glenn.
Okay. Roku beat both. Starbucks missed both. I think they got too many stores right now.
Yeah, Starbucks is doing a whole restructuring
They
program
need
right
to.
now. And just with the economy, they're not a budget-friendly.
No, it's because everybody's going to spend $750 for a coffee.
I went there this morning to get a coffee for my mom before she went out of town. $15 for 2 coffees.
That's crazy.
And you wonder why I use my Keurig.
Oh, there you go. eBay beats both. AMSC, which is another in the semiconductor space, beat both. Hood missed both. And we looked at the graph today.
Yeah.
We liked the graph, but they missed both. Coin, another crypto play, missed both as well. Even as crypto's gotten up.
So all the cryptos have missed.
Well, a few of them, I think Riot and Mara might have reported as well. So what happened to Captain Yacht Rock? That was funny.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny, but that was him. All right, AMA shat. Can I say that?
AMD, shat the bed.
Can I?
I'll say it. I just said it. So.
Wow.
You can say shat. It's not the other word, I guess.
And MD Armin is right. Starbucks is so expensive. All right, so I wrote those all down. I put them all into a watch list. We're going to take a look at them. But Ryan's got a couple of stories that he wanted to look at.
Joey, let's go ahead and get into the stories. Now, the earnings call is in what? 12, 13 minutes?
That's for Meta.
For Meta, correct.
Okay, so we're going to listen to the call. And then at 5:30, we're going to get into the Microsoft call.
Yep. So real quick, just jumping in the story here. First story: Microsoft beats on top and bottom lines. The driver: better expected cloud growth.
So if it's not the data centers, cloud.
Isn't the AI data centers powering the cloud?
Yeah.
I think that's all kind of.
So, but that's big for Microsoft.
I know they're powering a lot of things, but I think the cloud is one of them.
And this is why I'm still, with all of this, they need power. I still am in the uranium space. I'm still for the nuclear power bigly. If they keep growing, whether it's servers, whether it's cloud space, they need the power for all of this. So I'm still big on URA.
Now, real quick, Meta, that's what we're about to get into. Look at this. Beats top and bottom, as you mentioned, but misses user growth expectations. And I saw the comment earlier, Meta dropped to, what, 560 at one point? Buying the dip on Meta, I'm not mad at it, I'll say that.
I'm going to be interested in knowing what they're going to say in the call.
Correct. So I just wanted to see earnings per share, 603 versus 525. Very healthy. Revenue, slightly beat. But the EPS, definitely big surprise there to the upside. Let's see here. And when I was trying to find the user growth, there it is. Active people grew 5% year over year. This is my thing. 3.29 billion people.
That's a lot of people.
How much growth can you get?
Which was lower
than
the analysts expect.
But it's 200 billion people.
I'm not counting
2 million people, something like that. I don't know.
It ain't a lot.
0.2 billion off. It's not a lot.
That's a lot of people.
What's the population of the world right now? Like 7 billion? And half of them are on Facebook?
Wow.
I love this company. Undervalued. If that's the worst thing they could find in the call was, we didn't get to 3.31 billion. We gotta be satisfied with 3.29. Again, if you jump in it, if you're bottom fishing, I saw it in the comments earlier. I get why you might be doing that. Just have a plan in place, in case it doesn't work out.
Carvana did go up 20% after earnings. They beat on both. Riot made $82 million. It's interesting looking at the crypto stuff missing.
You just love saying that.
No, but it's interesting. It's the news. It's the move of Bitcoin. Yep. Bitcoin moves. These all move, but are the companies making money? And therein lies So these
That's
move
why-
off the coattails of Bitcoin
That's why I like Bitcoin ETFs, Ethereum
Yep.
ETFs,
rather than the miners.
the miners and all that stuff. And you know, if Bitcoin and Ethereum isn't volatile enough for you, try the options on it. You know, if you're really trying to, get some big home runs instead of, risking it in some of these crypto stocks, Hood coin, I would find that to be safer than, a MicroStrategy or a Riot by any means. But still, I'm a fan of playing the crypto direct, or the Ethereum or Bitcoin directly through something like iBit or other ETF, or you can just buy the crypto itself. Up to you.
Real quick, Craig says, is the loss of users trending? I'm not sure in regards to Microsoft, or was it Meta?
Meta? No, it rose.
No, maybe it was it Microsoft?
The user, it rose 5%.
Oh.
So it's just the growth is slowing down. But again,
that's a lot
it's
of people.
3.3 billion people they have access to. Yeah, I can understand why growth is running out, because they're running out of people to grow to.
How about Blaine says, read the Meta reports. They're double counting if you use Facebook and Instagram. You're counted twice. Oh, that's not fair. Even though Instagram is part of Facebook, they're two different, but maybe they are two different accounts.
Yeah.
Because I have a Facebook account, but I also have an Instagram account, and maybe, is that fair or not fair, Blaine?
See, I have Facebook and no Instagram.
I have both Facebook and Instagram, but they're two. I have to log into, so they are two separates. All right, they are two separate.
So even if we split the number in half, you still got 1.6 billion.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Worst case scenario, if you split the number in half. But yeah, this is where I go. Starbucks, right? Missed. Is that what you said? Missed revenue?
They missed earnings and revenue.
Sales fall for third straight quarter.
And it is not a current economy friendly.
It's not a tough times friendly stock.
It is not.
Not tough times for the.
And I think right now I was talking to John Marabu in the office, and he said that right now Starbucks has way too many stores open. They're probably going to start thinking about having to shut down some of these stores.
Yeah, I definitely see that happening. FB is for the oldies who are dying off.
Damn.
Am I old? Because I have Facebook.
I got me some Facebook.
I don't do Instagram. I only do Facebook and Snapchat. I don't do Twitter.
I have Snap, and I started adding people to my Snapchat.
You added me the other day.
I started.
I didn't accept you.
Anyway, I went through. I didn't invite Joey. I went through and was looking at a whole bunch of people who were on my Facebook or that I knew, and one of my Marine buddies reached back out to me, which was kind of cool.
I do like that. Let's see. Let's put up VectorVest. I want to see where these stocks are at. Let's graph these real quick.
So these are all the ones that I talked about that hit and miss.
Percent price change. Let's see here. It's been changed a little bit. Microsoft was positive. Oh, it is positive still. It was just over 1%. Now it's just less than 1%. Only two winners. Microsoft, AMSC. AMSC is the only one really moving right now, at least to the upside. As far as neutral, you got Starbucks here slightly to the downside. And then the momentum really gains. eBay, big loser today, followed by MicroStrategy, Robinhood, and Coinbase. So it looks like the crypto-related stocks.
Click on Microsoft for me. Marcus says, initial thought on Microsoft Q3. I'm looking at ooh.
Is that talking about the chart?
Yeah, it's a chart.
It's still in the fast lane. Let's go to 1 day. I want to see what the pressure is looking like here.
There's the
we got
aftermarket.
value. This is where they're moving so far. Let's go down the list here.
Look at those big wicks at the bottom.
AMSC, there's not a lot of volume. Obviously, that's a smaller company, but you see investors definitely like what they see there or heard from the report.
Look at those wicks at the bottom. That's a lot of buying pressure. Big wicks at the bottom. I don't know what the flying flip is going on. It's pushing.
Might just be after hours, bot trading or something. But yeah, I do see those bottom. I mean, going all the way down to 410, several of them.
Holy smokes.
But pretty flat.
And I'm looking at the relative value, Marcus. I like that the company is fundamentally sound. Relative value above 1, relative safety above 1. The stock, we don't have value on. Click it on real quick. Last one.
Oh, overvalued.
It is probably way overvalued. You can take it off.
Way overvalued. It's Microsoft. It's a safe company. If you're holding it, I mean, the stock's not really moving right now, so no real reason to panic and sell.
3-month graph. It is in the fast lane. It is above this downtrend.
Broke out, retested a little bit.
We got a little pinch, and the volume is picking up.
DPOs are in positive now.
Right now, I'd say I like it.
You could be a trader or an investor, in my opinion of it right now.
I like it. I got headwinds at this level of resistance at the high. I can't read that, Ryan. What's that say? 441.30.
35.
441.35. What's it at now? 435.
435.
Listen, if this Marcus, if this is going to have legs, it's going to go. It's got to break above that. That little swing high right there. It's got to break above that. All right, how close are we to
4 minutes?
All right, so let's close out of this. Let's go. Did we go look at all these real quick?
And so Asa asked the question, if Bitcoin is an all-time high, why are most related stocks down? And that's why I don't like the stocks. If like Riot, MicroStrategy.
All miners.
Yeah, we had to play those before, but now we got the ETFs.
There you go.
And they got leverage Bitcoin, Ethereum ETFs.
And I'm of the mindset, if Bitcoin is going up, I'm with Ryan. I would play iBit, BITO, something like. I would rather to play the Bitcoin plays rather than the miners.
Correct.
All right, I'm with Ryan on that.
Let's see here, just real quick. We got a couple minutes. Starbucks down. Ooh, look at that. Looks like some buying pressure came in around 95. Let's zoom in here. Meta. Ooh,
what are you doing?
Not what I want to do. I want to do Dateline.
Boom, fell.
Gap down, but
it's flattening out.
Trying a little bit to the downside. Where was it at? Around, just shy of 600.
Oh my gosh, you need to hurry up because the call is coming.
579. Roku
down. Beats both.
Beats both, but down. Coin.
Look at that.
Look, Coin's back.
Coin missed both.
Hey, buy that dip. You're talking about what? And everyone else is like, yeah, Bitcoin's on the rise. I'm going to stay in Coin. Hood, after the gap down, you can see it trying to recover right now. Some optimism there. All the cryptos are trying to come back. You can see here. eBay.
Don't touch it.
Not much there.
It doesn't even look like it. Doesn't even look like a good picture.
Let's get rid of the graph, and we're going to go to this one. We got, two?
Meta.
Meta's
No,
first.
that one. Don't stop clicking on the wrong one. Oh, it's coming up. Woo, woo, Joey, can they hear that?
No.
Why can't you make them hear it?
Because you're talking too loud.
Why do they need to hear the music?
Because it's elevator music.
They want to hear their elevator music.
They don't want to hear elevator music.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear
Once they start talking, Joey will put it on. And if he doesn't, I will beat him.
So, Lee, this is why I don't like the miners. As Bitcoin rises, it costs miners more. Bitcoin rising, not going to cost the miners more. What's costing the miners more is we just hit the halfway point, right? Bitcoin, there's only a finite supply. As we get further down, there's less supply and more computing power. Like, I remember 10 years ago, you could pretty much get a Bitcoin process off, a personal computer in a day or two. Now you got to have, what do they call it? Rows of GPUs processing that data.
Supercomputers.
So that's why I don't really like the miners right now, just because the easy mining is kind of over. Now the mining's only going to get more and more difficult because there's more and more transactions to process. That's how a Bitcoin is mined, essentially. If you don't know that, it's its own ledger. So the miners are in charge of processing the data for the ledger, and once they process a whole rotation of orders, or was a complete rotation, they get the Bitcoin.
You actually sounded really smart on that.
Well, that's kind of it, like dumbed down in a nutshell. That's all the miners do.
Wow.
But
I was
we just hit the halfway point.
impressed.
But we hit the halfway point. I think that was in March or April. So that's one reason why Bitcoin is going to, I can't guarantee that's going to continue, but the theory is it will continue to rise because the supply of it gets smaller and smaller.
Okay.
That is why people are attracted to it, because it's deflationary in nature.
Some of us call it crapco.
Crapco. Honestly, it could turn out to be crapco, but in the meantime, at least you can make a couple bucks.
Roku down. Google streamer is going to kill him.
Algorithm. I got 77 stocks right now. Buy-in is $397.
77 stocks. You got your own mutual fund? Goodness
You're
gracious.
pretty much managing your own ETF with 77
Ryan
stocks.
is smart because he's Captain Yacht.
Yeah. Hey, that should be my new nickname, Captain Yacht. Y'all want should I wear the yacht hat all the time?
Oh boy. Say no, please say
We can
no.
be the village people.
No, I'm not. No.
We can be the village people.
That goes
Joey
against-
said he'll show up. What are you going to dress as, Joey?
I'm not. So keep in mind, Deborah. Keep in mind, Deborah. We are only looking at stocks that had earnings today. That's why we had a lot of those stocks in that watch list. These are all stocks that are reporting earnings today.
Grayscale is a ETF management company that does ETFs for.
Uh-oh, here they are.
But yeah, Deborah, Grayscale spots, not a bad way to go.
All right, they get ready to talk. This is for Meta.
All lines have been placed on mute to prevent any background noise.
Can they hear
After
it?
the speaker's remarks, there will be a question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question,
can't hear
please
it.
press
Can you turn it
star
up for
1
us?
on your telephone keypad.
I'm getting old,
To
man.
withdraw your question, again press star 1.
Joey.
We ask that you limit
Call's gonna
yourself
be over
to
by
one
the time I can listen to
question.
it.
This call will be recorded. Thank you very much. Kevin Durrell, Meta's
Wow.
Director of Investor Relations.
You don't need it that loud.
You may begin.
I think it's probably going to pick it up at my mic.
Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to
Leave it
Meta
there.
Platforms' third quarter 2024 earnings conference call. Joining me today to discuss our results are Mark Zuckerberg, CEO, and Susan Lee, CFO.
The Zuck.
Before we get started,
What
I would
the
like to
Zuck?
take this
What the
opportunity
Zuck?
to remind you that our remarks today will include forward-looking statements. Actual results may differ materially from those contemplated by these forward-looking statements. Factors that could cause these
I
results
say
to differ
Microsoft,
materially
John.
are set forth in today's earnings press release and in our quarterly report on Form 10-Q
I'm Meta.
filed with the SEC. Any forward-looking statements that we make on this call are based on assumptions as of today, and we undertake no obligation to update these statements as a result of new information or future events. During this call, we will present both GAAP and certain non-GAAP financial measures. A reconciliation of GAAP to non-GAAP measures is included in today's earnings press release. The earnings press release and an accompanying investor presentation are available on our website at investor.fb.com. And now, I'd like to turn the call over to Mark.
It's really Mark
Thanks, Ken.
Zuckerberg. What
This
the
was a
Zuck?
good
What's
quarter
the Zuck,
with
man?
strong product and business
Here we go.
momentum, and with parts of our long-term vision around AI and the future of computing coming into sharper focus. We estimate that there are now more than 3.2 billion people using at least one of our apps each day, and we're seeing rapid adoption of Meta AI and Llama, which is quickly becoming a standard across the industry.
What the hell is Llama?
So let's start
That's
with
their
some
AI
highlights
platform,
from the
yeah.
apps. For WhatsApp, the U.S. remains one of our fastest growing countries.
What's that?
And we just passed a milestone of 2 billion calls made globally every day. On
Wow.
Facebook, we continue to see positive trends with young adults, especially in the U.S. On Instagram, global growth remains strong. We also launched teen accounts this quarter, which add built-in protections that limit who teens are messaging and what content they can see.
That's
On
what they
Threads,
say.
the community now has almost 275 million monthly actives. It's been growing more than 1 million signups per day. Engagement is growing too, so we continue to be on track towards this becoming our next major social app. We are making a lot of progress with our AI efforts too, and we're seeing AI have a positive impact on nearly all aspects of our work, from our core business engagement and monetization to our long-term roadmaps for new services and computing platforms. And I think that this partially comes from having a vision and roadmap that is aligned with the direction that technology is heading, but even more importantly, from our teams doing some really excellent work on execution on so many fronts. Meta AI now has more than 500 million monthly actives. Improvements to our AI-driven feed and video recommendations have led to an 8% increase in time spent on Facebook and a 6% increase on Instagram this year alone. More than 1 million advertisers used our Gen AI tools to create more than 15 million ads in the last month. And we estimate that businesses using image generation are seeing a 7% increase in conversions, and we believe that there's a lot more upside here.
Whoever bought it at 560
We
in
are
the
also
comments
seeing
section, good job.
great momentum
You got it.
with Llama. Llama token usage has grown exponentially this year, and the more widely that Llama gets adopted and becomes the industry standard, the more that the improvements to its quality and efficiency will flow back to all of our products.
John,
This quarter,
I see you in the
we
comments
released Llama
section.
3.2, including the leading small models that run on device and open source multimodal models. We are working with enterprises to make it easier to use, and now we're also working with the public sector to adopt Llama across the U.S. government.
I wonder how big
The Llama
that's
3
going to
models
be.
have
That's going to really
been
work.
Apparently
something
it's
of an
being adopted across
inflection
the US
point in the
government.
industry. But I'm even more excited about Llama 4, which is now well into its development. We're training the Llama 4 models on a cluster that is bigger than 100,000 H100s or bigger than anything that I've seen reported for what others are doing. Now, I expect that the smaller Llama 4 models will be ready first, and they'll be ready, we expect, sometime early next year. And I think that they're going to be a big deal on several fronts: new modalities, capabilities, stronger reasoning, and
I'd wait
much
for Meta
faster.
to get back into the
It
fast
seems
lane.
pretty clear to me that open source
John.
will be the most cost-effective, customizable, trustworthy, performant, and easiest to use option that is available to developers. And I am proud that Llama is leading the way on this.
Llama.
All right, now, it's the time of the year at Meta when we plan our budget for the next year, and that's still in progress, but I wanted to share a few things that have stood out to me as we've gone through this process so far. First, it's clear that there are a lot of new opportunities to use new AI advances to accelerate our core business that should have strong ROI over the next few years. So I think we should invest more there.
NVIDIA.
And second,
I'm thinking NVIDIA.
our AI investments
Well, I know NVIDIA is some of
continue
the
to
chips,
require serious
'cause they bought, like,
infrastructure, and I
$500
expect to
million
continue
of the
investing
chips from them.
significantly there too. We haven't decided on a final budget yet, but those are some of the directional trends that I'm seeing. Now, moving on, this quarter, we also had several milestones around Reality Labs and the integration of AI and wearables. Ray-Ban Meta
That's right, they got the
glasses are
glasses.
the prime example here. They're great-looking glasses that let you take photos and videos, listen to music, and take calls. But what makes them really special is the Meta AI integration. With our new updates, it'll be able to not only answer your questions throughout the day, but also help you remember things, give you suggestions as you're doing things using real-time multimodal AI, and even translate other languages right in your ear for you. I continue to think that glasses are the ideal form factor for AI because you can let your AI see what you see, hear what you hear, and talk to you. Demand for the glasses continues to be very strong. The new Clear edition that we released at Connect sold out almost immediately and has been trading online for over $1,000. We've deepened our partnership with EssilorLuxottica to build future generations of smart eyewear that deliver both cutting-edge technology and style. At Connect, we also showed Orion, our first full holographic AR glasses. We've been working on this one
The
for
Ray-Ban Meta,
about a
that's
decade.
I'm liking
And
those
it gives you a
glasses,
sense
the
of where
Ray-Ban.
this is
And that
going.
was a great
We're not too
partnership
far
with
off from being
Ray-Ban.
able to
I
deliver
agree.
'Cause their
great-looking
first glasses were
that let you
ugly.
seamlessly blend the
They were
physical
not.
and digital worlds.
these
so you can
glasses
feel
are kinda
present
hot.
with anyone, no matter where they
$300
are.
bucks. What were the Apple?
And we're starting to
Well,
see
they're
the
not
next
glasses.
computing
No,
platform
like
these
come
are
together.
glasses.
And it's
I'm
pretty
liking
exciting.
this deal right here.
All right. We also released our newest mixed reality headset, Quest 3S. It brings the best capabilities of Quest 3, high-quality color pass-through, a new chipset, and more at the much more accessible price point of $300.
Still $300.
Reviews are
Right
great
there.
so
And
far,
that's what's
and I'm
competing
looking
against
forward to seeing
Apple's,
how well it
Right,
which
does
is
this
what, like
holiday
$2
season as
grand
more
or
people
something?
get their hands
Like,
on
it's
it.
pretty high.
But I don't
So,
think the
overall,
quality
this has been a good
and
quarter.
Apple's
I'm pretty
also
amped about all the
augmented
work that we're doing
reality
right now.
as
This may
well
be
as
the most
virtual
dynamic
reality.
moment that I've
I don't think
seen in our
Meta's
industry,
are.
and I am focused on making sure that we build some awesome things and make the most of the opportunities ahead. And if we do this
Greg, you
well,
wild
then
for that
the potential
one.
for Meta and everyone building with us will be massive. As always, I'm grateful for everyone who's on this journey with us, our teams, our partners.
I did see
and our
that, Jazz. It does
investors.
look like a squeeze
And
on the
now,
chart.
here's
Some
Susan.
consolidation there. I saw the trend
Thanks,
lines
Mark, and
converging.
good afternoon, everyone. Let's begin with our consolidated results. All comparisons are on a year-over-year basis, unless otherwise noted. Q3 total revenue was $40.6
All right.
billion, up
You wanna hear this?
19% or
Part of it?
20%
Up
on a constant
19%.
currency basis. Q3 total expenses were $23.2 billion, up 14% compared to
okay.
last year.
There we go.
In terms of the specific line items, cost of revenue increased 19%, driven primarily by higher infrastructure costs.
I don't know where these.
R&D increased 21%, mostly driven by higher headcount-related expenses and infrastructure costs. Structuring costs. G&A decreased 10%, driven primarily by lower legal-related expenses.
What the flying flip is here?
We ended the third quarter with over 72,400 employees, up 9% year over year, with growth primarily driven by hiring in our priority areas of monetization, infrastructure, Reality Labs, generative AI, as well as regulation and compliance.
All of their ad prices are up
Third quarter
year over year.
operating income was $17.4 billion, representing a 43% operating margin. Our tax rate for the quarter was 12%.
I don't know where she is.
Net income was $15.7 billion, or $6.03 per share.
Yeah, right there.
Capital expenditures, including principal payments on finance leases, were $9.2 billion, driven by investments in servers, data centers, and network infrastructure. Our capital expenditures were impacted in part by the timing of third quarter server deliveries, which will be paid for in the fourth quarter.
Quarterly. Look at that.
Free cash.
What happened?
We completed a debt offering of $10.5 billion, repurchased $8.9 billion of our Class A common
She's cutting out.
Yeah, it's Joey's fault.
holders, ending the quarter with $70.9
John, yeah,
billion
$6
in cash
per share EPS. Dang.
Yep.
That's a lot.
and marketable securities, and $28.8 billion in debt.
That's a pretty high price stock.
Moving now to our segment results.
Stock crashing, buying
I'll begin with our
opportunity.
Family of Apps segment.
I see a buying
Our
opportunity in Meta.
community across people using at least one of our Family of Apps on a daily basis in September. Q3 total Family of Apps revenue was $40.3 billion, up 19% year over year.
And that's only daily active people.
This lady is.
Up 19% or 20% on a constant currency basis. Within ad revenue, the online commerce,
Sigh.
healthcare, and entertainment and
The
media.
impressions are down.
On a
Now I know
user
what
geography
impressions are.
basis, ad revenue growth was strongest in rest of world and Europe at 23% and 21% respectively. Asia Pacific grew 18% and North America grew 16%. On an advertiser geography basis, total revenue growth was strongest in North America and Europe at 21%. Rest of world was up 17%, while Asia Pacific was the slowest growing region at 15%, decelerating from our second quarter growth rate of 28% due mainly to lapping a period of stronger demand from China-based advertisers.
Microsoft will be
In
in
Q3,
15
the
minutes.
total number of ad
will be
impressions
coming up.
served across our services increased 7%, and the average price per ad increased 11%. Impression growth was mainly driven by Asia Pacific and rest of world. Pricing growth was driven by increased advertiser demand, in part due to improved ad performance. This was partially offset by impression growth, particularly from lower monetizing regions and surfaces.
Carvana
the rest of
was
the
the
world.
play.
Family of Apps other revenue was $434 million, up 48%, driven primarily by business messaging revenue growth from our WhatsApp business platform.
Have you ever used
We
WhatsApp?
continue to
I have
direct the
not.
majority of our investments for the
It's good
development
when
and
you travel
operation of our Family of
abroad.
Apps.
Actually, I did use it when
In Q3,
my wife and I went
Family
to
of
Africa.
Apps expenses
Okay.
were $18.5 billion, representing approximately 80% of our overall expenses. Family of Apps expenses were up 13%, primarily due to higher infrastructure and headcount-related
John
expenses.
says when Meta is at a
partially
run
offset
rate
by
of
lower
30
legal-related expenses.
for the
Family of
year
Apps
EPS,
operating
the
income
stock will
was
be 900 a
$21.8 billion,
share.
representing a 54% operating margin. Within our
Craig
Reality
said
Labs
doesn't have enough
segment,
quarters for the
Q3
phone.
revenue was $270 million, up 29%, driven by hardware sales. Reality Labs expenses were $4.7 billion, up 19% year over year, driven primarily by higher headcount-related expenses and infrastructure costs. Reality Labs operating loss was $4.4 billion. Turning now to the business outlook. There are two primary factors
Earning-
that drive our revenue
Microsoft will
performance.
start in
Our ability
about
to
15
deliver
minutes,
engaging
5:30
experiences
Eastern
for our
Time.
community and our effectiveness at monetizing that engagement over time. On the first, we are focused on both improving people's experiences within our apps today and investing in longer-term initiatives that have the potential to contribute to engagement in the years ahead. We expect our content recommendations roadmap will span both of these timeframes, as we have nearer-term work streams focused on improving recommendations, as well as multi-year initiatives to
Nothing
develop
really in the
innovative
earnings
new
call
approaches.
is giving me warning
I'll focus
on
first on the
Meta.
near term. In the third quarter, we continued to see daily usage grow year over year across Facebook and Instagram, both globally and in the U.S.
I mean, you got a clear downtrend
On
after
Facebook,
hours.
we're
with that
seeing
line.
strong results from the global rollout of our
just
unified video player
forward.
in June. Since introducing the new experience and prediction systems that power it, we've seen a 10% increase in time spent within the Facebook video player.
So it's a whole lot of AI
This
driving
month, we've
people
entered the
staying
next
onto the
phase
app.
of Facebook's video product evolution. Starting in the US and Canada, we are updating the standalone video tab to a full-screen viewing experience, which will allow people to
Yeah, if
seamlessly
you were going
watch
to be a
videos
buyer
in a
after
more
hours, at
immersive
least on the
experience.
bullish side of things,
We
I'd like to
expect
see some
complete this global
confirmation
rollout in
above
early
that trend line.
2025.
Absolutely.
Showing a little bit more optimism
On
from this
Instagram,
earnings
Reels
call.
continues to see good traction, and we're making ongoing progress with our focus on promoting original content, with more than 60% of recommendations now coming from original posts in the U.S.
When you
This is
hear
helping
these
people find
numbers
unique
and see the VB
differentiated
value of
content on
720 for
Instagram,
Meta,
while
you can
also
see it
helping
makes
earlier
sense.
stage
Unless we have
creators
a
get
market
discovered.
crash or Zuck wants to spend all his
Next,
money.
let
Meta's
me
got a
talk
lot of
more
great
about
upside.
Or
our
buy
multi-year
SNCI.
roadmap for
They could buy
recommendations.
SNCI. They got money.
Previously, we operated
We're starting all kinds of
separate
rumors.
ranking
can't
and
with you right
recommendation systems for each of our
I've been
products
talking about
because
it
we
being
found that
undervalued
performance did not
compared to the
scale
VectorVest
if we
metrics for
expanded the model size and compute
better half of the
power
year.
beyond a
Fundamentally
certain
sound
point.
RV and RS.
However,
think it's
inspired by the scaling
one of the
laws
best
we were
underrated-
observing with our large language
These
models,
earnings calls make you
last
want
year
to
we
think.
developed
Who's
new
done with
ranking
this
model
one? Should we do a
architectures
recap
capable
of the
of
stock
learning more
chart?
Yeah,
effectively
you
from
ready
significantly
to shut
larger
this
data
one
sets.
down to get ready for
To start, we have been deploying
Microsoft?
these new architectures
Type a
to
yes
our
or no in the
Facebook
room.
ranking, video ranking models,
I think we
which has
heard
enabled us to
the
deliver more
Zuck talk.
relevant
We
recommendations
hear
and
about the,
unlock
you know,
meaningful
heard
gains
Zuck.
in watch time.
I'm thinking we're ready to just
Now
talk
we're
a little bit
exploring
about
whether
this.
these new models
I wanna
can
see what
unlock similar
Carvana is
improvements
doing.
to recommendations on other surfaces.
CVNA.
After that, we will look to introduce cross-surface data to these models, so our systems
That's the
can
big
learn
winner,
from what is
Carvana.
interesting to someone on
21.
one
I
surface of our app,
I think, hey
and use
Joey,
it to
Yeah,
improve
well,
their
and
turn
recommendations
that
on another.
off.
Turn that crap off.
Turn it up, turn it down,
Turn it off. Turn it- Do we sound like your kids?
God, worse. These are way better than yours.
So we shut that down in a couple of minutes. In a couple of minutes, we're going to get into the Microsoft call. So the Meta, interesting that it's down. We're streaming at right now 518. Interesting that it's down. The news, the call sounded great.
Down
I like
2%.
3.3 billion users. WhatsApp is growing fast in the U.S. And again, we did use it while we were in Africa on our missions trip as a way to communicate back to the United States. That's the only time I think anybody, for the most part, uses it is if they're out of country.
Okay.
I think. Facebook is for the young adults. IG is for the more teener people. So they said it. They said it on the call. Facebook's for it says young adults. It's really for the old folks like us. And
I mean us.
I'm older. I am older than you. No, I am older.
I'm
than
getting
you.
there. I'm not that far. I'm tiptoeing in.
You know how old I am, right? I'm probably 10 years your senior. How old are you?
36.
I'm 20 years your senior. I'm 57.
And don't put me in your category there.
But I
still got my youth.
I look good.
Yeah,
You, on the other hand, AI has a
Face only a mother could love.
I met your mom. She's cool. I like your mom. Your mom is cool, and I can see why it's only a face that she would love. She's cool people. The glasses part of it, have you seen the commercials on TV about the Ray-Ban
They're
glasses?
pretty cool. I like it.
And I'm an Apple dude, and I'm with you. I think the Ray-Ban collaboration was great. Ray-Bans have been around for a while, forever.
Perfect.
And those glasses really
Collaboration.
look freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I would be, if anybody loves your Uncle Glenn for Christmas, would be a great gift. Send Uncle Glenn Ray-Ban Google glasses. I like
high
those.
expectations over here.
I know. I'm just a guy.
Make sure you use that Glenn 75 discount.
Yeah, exactly. I do like that. And the difference between the Google glasses and the Apple glasses, the Apple glasses give a lot more functionality. Is it worth the expensive price? I don't know. And that's an Apple guy talking. All right, that's an Apple guy talking.
Early Bird says, "Bro, you're 40."
I know exactly. I look that good, but no, he's not really.
Joey.
The Apple glasses not only do virtual reality, they do augmented reality, so you can see what's going on, virtually, but still look around and see what's going on in the room. Whereas the virtual reality, you're all immersed in the glasses, and that's why you can walk in the stuff and walk off a cliff and all that kind of stuff. But I think that the Apple glasses are definitely suited to the cultish Apple people, because those are the people going to buy it. They're the only ones
like $2,000.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You have to be a part of that cult.
Did you know that they had 72,000 employees?
I did not, but this was the important thing that I got: Llama.
That platform.
If I heard any more about Llama on that call, they talked about it a lot. It seems like it's growing.
But do you ever hear about it in the news anywhere?
No. But I have a question, and I'm curious if anyone on the channel, we're all here to work together. For my crypto people, my non-cryptos aren't going to know what I'm talking about. The Llama token coin. Does that have any relation to the Facebook Llama project? I'm just curious if you know the answer. If you think you may know the answer, put it in there in the comments section. But there's a token Llama coin. I'm just curious if it's connected to the Meta project.
Question comes up, Meta, Microsoft beat. Does it go up or down?
Microsoft is up, so I'm going to predict it's up.
I'm going to predict this. I think that they beat on both. I think the call is only going to enhance what's going on with Microsoft, unless they say something really off the wall, stupid.
Which, given this week and the last week, I mean, it's a possibility.
But Microsoft beat top and bottom line. I think that they will go up 3 to 4% up. You know something? Your Uncle Glenn is going to put you down on a little secret. All right, I'm going to see where I think it might go. Let's go to www.tipranks.com. It's going to be behind a freaking paywall.
Probably.
Let's go see MSFT. MSFT. This is where I get some. What the flames?
Connect your wallet, their crypto wallet.
Exactly.
There was the MetaMask. That's the wallet right there, Phantom. Uniswap actually is probably one of the better ones.
I can't believe it's making me do this.
Yeah.
That is
That's
so
the future.
jacked.
Look, you got Coinbase, Ledger Live. I like Uniswap of those. I don't use wallets just because the gas fees.
I
are
can't.
pretty
It won't
high.
let me. It won't let me look at it. Son of a. All right. So let me go to. Yeah, that's what I was going to see about where I would get
Well, it
a
gives you
price
like a
prediction.
potential swing.
It's not going to help me. Early bid says I say 5%.
Are you talking about Microsoft?
I'm going out. You know something? Early bids?
Like tomorrow?
No, like after this.
Oh, I'd say up 3%.
Or by tomorrow. I'll take that back. By tomorrow, I'm gonna one up you. I'm gonna say about 7% move. I'm gonna call it about a 7% move on Meta. As I look at Meta overall, Meta fundamentally sound, relative value. Look at that, relative value, relative safety. Microsoft. Fundamentally sound. It's up out of all of these stocks outside of really Carvana. It's up, fundamentally sound, CI above 1, so it's not a whole lot of volatile going on with that. It is a hold recommendation. Earnings growth 16%, sales growth 15%. I'm going to go bring up a graph on it. I think that I'm going to go 7%. You know something, if the call goes well.
If it breaks above that prior high where you have that
Right
resistance
there,
at,
I think it's going to have.
it could rocket for a little bit.
I'm going to call 7%. I'm going to call 7%.
If it's at 0.5% now, I'm going to go with about 4%.
All right.
To the upside.
You're going to lose to me again. All right. So
I'm used to it.
you
Glenn,
should
for
be.
someone who hates crypto, you have a lot of wallets.
That was none of my wallets. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. That's
And
only-
whoever put their crypto phase on one of my shorts, please never do that again. That is how you recuperate a lost crypto wallet.
What are you talking about?
I made a crypto video or something the other day, and someone said I forgot my crypto phase and wrote it in the comment section. If you've never created a crypto wallet, you get a phase in the beginning. So if you
he put
lose,
his?
yeah. So if you lose your wallet, or if you have to sign in another computer or something, it's like your backup login.
He wasn't supposed to do that.
Yeah, I responded and said, please don't post that.
Oh, boy.
I probably should have just deleted the comment.
Well, why didn't you?
I didn't think about it at the time.
Why didn't you think about it?
I don't know.
Weren't you looking out for them? Oh my gosh, you just let them expose themselves and you did nothing.
I responded and said, don't do that. I'll delete it after this live.
Alrighty then. So I am based on the call. If the call goes well, I still like the uptrend that's here. I'm going to take this one off. I do like the uptrend that's here. I like that it's in the fast lane as far as star search. There's the headwinds. If we can break about, and today's volume was pretty good. And
So
this is before the call.
440, 10% is $44.
When I said 7%,
Yeah. So 5 is 20.
I'm not doing the math.
I would say I'm comfortable with my 4%. If we, and I'd like to see it get above that high during the earnings call.
All right. What time is it?
5:26.
We got 4 minutes. All right. So that's my anticipation with Microsoft.
With 4 minutes remaining, let me just scroll through these graphs here, see what we got. We'll pull up the earnings call. 1 minute.
Carvana broke
Carvana.
through. If you saw it on the end
all
of
that
day,
momentum right there.
it broke through the Bollinger Band end of day. That concerns me.
Look at that.
That's earnings move.
That's a big
That's a-
parabolic move.
That
AMSC light volume is up overall. I don't know too much about that company. It's a pretty smaller company. Microsoft starting to drop ahead of the earnings call here. Look at that. We're gonna keep the chart up while we listen to the earnings call. Starbucks recovered from the dip.
they're gonna have to do some
Look,
stuff.
they recovered from the dip here. Looks like it might actually get into positive territory after the bell. Meta still down 575 right now.
Even after the call.
Yeah, nothing, investors were not too enthused by that call. But not a lot was said, really. Why Microsoft not going up in post-market? Because it don't want to. Roku, dropping like a rock. Coin,
That's still the same one.
we got
Yeah, that's
eBay
better.
flat to the side. MicroStrategy,
It is coming off the
it's
low.
starting, yeah, it's coming off that low here. Pretty, what was that, around 215? We got Hood, started to recover, but losing
Interesting.
that here.
Watching that squeeze.
Like I said, I wouldn't be bottom fishing on these type of equities, especially if you're playing this off the crypto momentum. I'd just get into IBIT. There's a ton of Bitcoin ETFs.
And I am with Ryan. If you're gonna play this space, I'd rather play the Bitcoin
All right,
ETF.
we'll keep up Microsoft here.
We gotta get into the call. Do you know what you're doing?
Yeah,
All right. How long you been here? Microsoft.
long enough to know not to
All right,
listen to you.
it should pop up right there when they're ready. Stop moving it.
I was just seeing.
Oh my gosh.
We'll put this over here for the meantime. Let's do 1 day.
We'll hear it before you do it when they do start talking.
Well, I have the volume down because you were playing the other one still.
Go up to the top where it's got the speaker up here.
Yeah, just close those windows. Close all that stuff. I don't need all that.
Leave. All right. So now we're gonna
One on the left of it too.
here. Okay. And now we should be getting ready for this event.
Woo.
All right, we'll hear it. Let's go to 450. It says.
450. Someone knows.
I like that. Are you mad, bro? But it's Matt, bro. Are you mad, bro? You remember that term?
Yeah.
Are you mad, bro?
mad,
Are you
bro?
mad, bro?
Mad, bro?
Are you mad, bro?
Mad, bro?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Funny thing,
What's up?
the
What's
Wayans
up?
brothers,
Huh?
the Wayans brothers,
Yeah.
they're coming out with a new scary movie.
Another one?
But they haven't been in them in a while. I think they
Did
kind
they
of
do only one?
They did like one or two, and then there's like
Those are so funny because they're all parodies about what's going on
Yeah.
at the time. Those are hilarious.
what do they call it? Spoofs.
Yes,
spoofs.
they are hilarious. All right.
GDDY GoDaddy for the fourth quarter ending December 31. GoDaddy expects EBITDA margin to be approximately 31%.
Big numbers.
Let's go 450. Damn. Oh wait, didn't mean to read that. Microsoft disappoints me.
What did you cuss?
I read Mega Samsons. They got me. They got me.
I'm
What is
still
it,
looking.
5:30 on the dot. Why is this not going here? Let's
Hit refresh.
refresh.
Okay, there we go. Hit the play.
Oh, is that what I do?
Dang, Joey.
Joe, you jammed out over there, bud. Turn it up. Turn it up. Joey literally said we are worse than his children.
How about Paramount FFO? Okay, here we go. Here's the call.
Glenn, can they hear it? Glenn, can they hear
Joey, can they hear it?
Participants are in a listen-only mode. A question-and-answer session will follow the formal presentation. If anyone should require operator assistance
Turn it up just
during
a little
the
bit.
conference, please press *0 on your telephone keypad.
Betsy, also big up on earnings.
As a reminder,
Yep.
Michael.
this conference is being
I
recorded.
didn't put that down on the
It is
paper.
now my pleasure
There's a
to
lot of
introduce your
them
host, Brett Iverson, Vice President of Investor Relations. Please go ahead.
Okay, there's
Good
Brett.
afternoon.
What's up,
Thank
Brett?
you for joining us today. On the call with me are Satya Nadella, Chairman and Chief Executive
John says
Officer,
yacht rocker
Amy
music
Hood,
on.
Chief Financial Officer,
We should.
Alice Jalla, Chief Accounting Officer, and Keith Dolliver, Corporate Secretary and Deputy General Counsel. On the Microsoft Investor Relations website, you can find our earnings press release and financial summary slide deck, which is intended to supplement our prepared remarks during today's call and provides the reconciliation of differences between GAAP and non-GAAP financial measures. We have recast
everybody hear it?
certain prior period amounts to reflect the
Type of one if you
FY25
can hear it.
changes to the composition of our segments announced in August 2024. Additional details, including FY23 and FY24 recast segment revenue, operating income, and product and service level revenue, can be found in the financial statements file on the Investor Relations website. More detailed
that
Outlook
slowly,
slides will
yeah.
also be available on the Microsoft Investor Relations website
Hiding it perfectly.
when we provide Outlook commentary on today's call. On this call, we will discuss certain non-GAAP items. The non-GAAP financial measures provided should not be considered as a substitute for or superior to the measures of financial performance prepared in accordance with GAAP. They are included as additional clarifying items to aid investors in further understanding the company's first quarter performance, in addition to the impact these items and events have on the financial results. All growth comparisons we
guys
make on the
are
call
liking
today
this, make sure you
relate
hit
to
the
the
like button.
corresponding
Let us
period of
know. Hit the
last
like
year,
button. Hit
unless
the
otherwise
gosh
noted.
darn like button.
We will also provide growth rates
173
in
people in
constant
here, I should
currency
see.
We are
when available
174
as a
live.
We are
framework for
here
assessing
with
how
you
our
guys
underlying
to let you-
businesses performed,
for this stuff. We like
excluding the
doing
effect
this.
of foreign
Hit the like
currency
button.
rate fluctuations.
If you want Microsoft to be
Where growth
bullish,
rates
hit
are
that
the
like
same in
button.
constant currency, we will refer to the
That'll
growth
work.
rate only.
That'll
We will
work.
post our prepared
That'll
remarks
make
to our
it work.
website immediately following the call
Don't do
until the complete transcript is available.
All right, so they started
Today's
talking. Look
call
at
is
that
being
first
webcast
candle.
live and recorded. If you ask a question, it will be included in our live transmission, in the
Oh,
transcript,
stock went down because
and
of
in
that.
any
Don't
future
ask
use
questions.
of the recording.
Don't ask questions.
You can replay the call and view the transcript on the Microsoft Investor Relations website. During this call, we'll be making forward-looking statements, which are predictions, projections, or other statements about future events. These statements are based on current expectations and assumptions that are subject to risks
7%,
and
huh?
uncertainties. Actual results could materially differ because of factors discussed in today's
want to
earnings
hear.
press release, in the comments made during this conference call,
We want to hear
and in
good
the risk
news
factors
going
section
forward,
of our Form
DJ
10-K,
Francois.
Forms
Francois.
10-Q, and other reports and filings with the Securities and
There's a
Exchange
lot of
Commission.
legal
We do not
stuff
undertake
here.
any duty to update any forward-looking statement.
They don't want
And with
that.
that,
It just
I'll
says
turn
we're
the
not
call over to
responsible for
Satya.
what we say
Thank
on
you,
this
Brett.
call.
We are off to a solid
the
start
point?
to our fiscal year, driven by continued strength of Microsoft Cloud, which surpassed $38.9 billion in revenue, up 22%.
22%.
AI-driven transformation is changing work artifacts, and workflow across every role, function, and business process, helping customers drive new growth and operating leverage. All up, our AI business is on track to surpass an annual revenue run rate of $10 billion next quarter, which will make it the fastest business in our history to reach this milestone. Now I'll highlight examples of our progress, starting with infrastructure. Azure took share this quarter. We're seeing continued growth in cloud migration. Azure Arc now has over 39,000 customers across every industry, including American Tower, CTT, L'Oreal, up more than 80% year over year.
They didn't like that?
We now have data centers in over 60 regions around the world, and this quarter we announced new cloud and AI infrastructure investments in Brazil, Italy, Mexico, and Sweden, as we expand our capacity in line with our long-term demand signals. At the silicon layer, our new Cobalt 100 VMs are being used by companies like Databricks, Elastic, Siemens, Snowflake, and Synopsys to power their general-purpose workloads at up to 50% better price performance than previous generations.
Sell it all.
On top of this, we are building out our next-generation AI infrastructure, innovating across the full stack to optimize our fleet for AI workloads.
Meta and
we offer the broadest selection of AI accelerators, including our first-party accelerator Maya 100, as well as the latest GPUs from AMD and NVIDIA. In fact, we're the first cloud to bring up NVIDIA's Blackwell system with GB200-powered AI servers.
That's big for
Our
NVIDIA.
partnership with OpenAI also continues to deliver results. We have an economic interest in a company that has grown significantly in value, and we have built differentiated IP and are driving revenue momentum. More broadly, with Azure AI, we are building an end-to-end app platform to help customers build their own co-pilots and agents. Azure OpenAI usage more than doubled over the past 6 months as both digital natives like Grammarly and Harvey, as well as established enterprises like Bajaj Finance, Hitachi, KT, and LG move apps from test to production. GE Aerospace, for example, used Azure OpenAI to build a new digital assistant for all 52,000 of its employees. In just 3 months, it has been used to conduct over 500,000 internal queries and process more than 200,000 documents. And this quarter, we added support for OpenAI's newest model family, O1. We're also bringing industry-specific models to Azure AI, including a collection of best-in-class multimodal models for medical imaging. And with GitHub Models, we now provide access to our full model catalog directly within the GitHub developer workflow. Azure AI is also increasingly an on-ramp to our data and analytics services. As developers build new AI apps on Azure, we have seen an acceleration of Azure Cosmos DB and Azure SQL DB hyperscale usage as customers like Air India, Novo Nordisk, Telefonica, Toyota Motor North America, and Uniper take advantage of capabilities purpose-built for AI applications. And with Microsoft Fabric, we provide a single AI-powered platform to help customers like Chanel, EY, KPMG, Swissair, and Syndigo unify their data across clouds.
He started talking a lot about Asia.
We now have over 16,000 paid Fabric customers, over 70% of the Fortune 500.
People wanted to hear about it.
Now on to developers.
Sounded better than
GitHub Copilot is changing the way the world builds software. Copilot Enterprise customers increased 55% quarter over quarter as companies like AMD and Flutter Entertainment tailor Copilot to their own code base.
If you're not in it, yeah, you
the next phase of AI code generation, making GitHub Copilot agentic across the developer workflow. GitHub Copilot Workspace is a developer environment which leverages agents from start to finish, so developers can go from spec to plan to code all in natural language. Copilot AutoFix is an AI agent that helps developers at companies like Assyrian and Auto Group fix vulnerabilities in their code over 3 times faster than it would take them on their own. We're also continuing to build on GitHub's open platform ethos by making more models available via GitHub Copilot. And we're expanding the reach of GitHub to a new segment of developers, introducing GitHub Spark, which enables anyone to build apps in natural language.
Yeah, that's why I
Already
like
we
the
have brought
ETF,
generative
the
AI to
crypto
Power
ETF.
Platform to help customers use
I think-
low-code, no-code
I
tools
call it, as soon
to
as
cut
that bullish
costs
and golfing
and
came,
development time.
that
Look at
bottom
that.
wick,
Nearly
I like what I
600,000
see right now.
organizations have
Right.
used AI-powered
Look at the
capabilities in
volume
Power
picking up on
Platform,
it.
up 4x year
it's
over
coming
year.
back, 989.
Citizen developers at
985.
ZF, for example, built apps
82
simply
million
by
is peanuts.
describing what they need using natural language. And this quarter, we introduced new ways for customers to apply AI to streamline complex workflows with Power Automate. Now on to work. We launched the next wave of Microsoft 365 Copilot innovation last month, bringing together web, work, and Pages as the new design system for knowledge work. Pages is the first new digital artifact for the AI age, and it's designed to help you ideate with AI and collaborate with other people. We've also made Microsoft 365 Copilot responses 2x faster and improved response quality by nearly 3x.
Talk about something else.
This innovation is driving accelerated usage, and the number of people using Microsoft 365 daily more than doubled quarter over quarter. We're also seeing increased adoption from customers in every industry as they use Microsoft 365 Copilot to drive real business value. Vodafone, for example, will roll out Microsoft 365 Copilot to 68,000 employees.
don't want a
Trial
Windows
showed
update.
that on average they save 3 hours per person per week. And UBS
It's
will
like the new
deploy
Microsoft
50,000
Teams.
seats
I
in
can't
our
stand
largest FinServ deal
I'd
to
rather
date.
go back to Zoom.
And we continue to
like
see
Zoom.
enterprise customers
It's
coming
in the
back
middle
to
lane.
buy more seats. All up, nearly 70% of the Fortune 500 now use Microsoft 365 Copilot.
Hey,
and
that's
customers continue to
70%
adopt it
of
at a
Fortune
faster
500.
rate than
Everybody
any other
uses
new
Windows.
Microsoft
So
365
just go
suite.
from everybody
Copilot
uses Windows.
is the UI for AI,
the
and
only
with
other option
Microsoft
is
365 Copilot, Copilot
Or
Studio, and
Linux.
agents,
Well, yeah, if
and
you
now
write your own.
autonomous agents, we have built an end-to-end system for AI business transformation.
Copilot
With
didn't
Copilot
inject your
Studio,
seat.
organizations
Oh, I
can
would've
build
pinned that
and
one.
connect Microsoft 365 Copilot to autonomous agents, which
Did it
then
pin?
delegate to Copilot when there is an
It
exception.
did. Just stop
More than
clicking.
100,000 organizations,
Yeah.
from Ensure, Standard Bank, and Thomson
You're ready to
Reuters
go
to
home.
You'll
Virgin
see it in a
Money and
minute.
Zurich Insurance have used Copilot Studio to date, up over
There you go.
2x
Now you
quarter
see
over
it?
quarter.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
More broadly, we are seeing
I use
AI
Office
drive a
365
fundamental
Copilot to
change
help
in
me
the business
design
applications market as
APIs
customers shift from legacy
for
apps to
API?
For
AI-first
the
business
J-
processes.
JP.
Dynamics
John
365
keeps getting
continues
us
to
with
take
these.
share
I'm
as
gonna put John in
organizations
timeout.
like Evron, Heineken, and Lexmark chose
Linux,
our
Linux.
apps over other providers.
Yep,
And
told you,
monthly active
Microsoft.
users of Copilot across our CRM and ERP
And Neil, I think-
portfolio
were you talking about
increased
82
over
million as far as
60%
Riot's
quarter over quarter.
revenue?
Our
They
Dynamics
missed.
365 Contact Center
Yeah,
is
Ryan-
I said
also winning
earlier.
customers
Ryan
like
missed
Currys,
them
Le
both.
Creuset, and
Bitcoin
RXO
miners
as
are only
it
going to
brings
have a
generative
tougher and
AI
tougher
to
time,
every
going
customer
forward from
engagement
here.
channel.
Past the halfway point.
And just last week, we
rather
added
play the
10
ETF
out-of-the-box autonomous
stocks.
agents to Dynamics 365 that helps customers automatically qualify sales
they
leads,
reporting
track
earnings?
suppliers, and work hand-in-hand
Whose are
with
they?
service reps
Coin
to
did.
resolve issues.
Oh, Coin did?
Coin
We're also
did,
bringing AI to
and
industry-specific
MicroStrategy
workflows.
did.
One
Oh,
year
this I
in,
did.
DAX Copilot is now documenting over
But see,
1.3
iBit's
million
not fluctuating
physician-patient
after hours. You don't have
encounters
to worry
each
about
month
earnings.
at
You just go
over
on Microsoft,
500
run off
healthcare
of
organizations like Baptist
Bitcoin.
Medical Group, Baylor Scott and
Copilot.
White, Greater
Stop.
Baltimore Medical
Don't even read
Center,
that. I'm so
Novant
mad at you.
Health, and Overlake Medical Center. It is showing faster revenue growth than GitHub Copilot did in this first year. And new features extend
really
DAX
am
beyond
curious
notes,
how
helping
humans
physicians
are gonna use
automatically
AI
draft
going forward.
referrals after visit instructions and diagnostic evidence.
We have
On
gotten
top
some
of
really
all
good
this
memes from
AI
it so far.
innovation,
Yeah,
Microsoft
I like that.
Teams usage remains at all-time highs as people use it to streamline all their communications. Nearly
all-time
75% of our Teams enterprise customers now buy
I mean, they
premium
ripped
phone
the-
or rooms.
The cord right out
When it
from
comes to
Zoom.
Windows, our new class
Zoom was
of
hot, and
Copilot
then they
Plus
came out with
PCs
Teams
is
and-
winning
oh,
new customers. They offer best-in-class AI capability, performance, and value. AMD, Intel, and Qualcomm now all support Copilot Plus PCs.
Meta's
This
made
quarter, we
Watts.
also introduced new AI experience only
Oh, man,
available on
Watts,
Copilot Plus
the-
PCs
the-
like
the
Click to
AI
Do,
guy.
which places an interactive overlay over your desktop to suggest
Richard?
next best actions.
Watts
And
was
as
the
we
name of
approach
it.
the end
Oh,
of support for Windows 10 a year from now, we are well positioned to transition our
Cannot hear
customers
you.
to Windows
Earnings
11,
call too
ensuring they
loud.
benefit from enhanced features and security improvements we've introduced over the past few years. Now on to security. We continue to prioritize security above all else. With our Secure Future initiative, we have dedicated the equivalent of 34,000 full-time engineers to address the highest priority security tasks. We have made significant progress to better protect tenants, identities, networks, and engineering systems, and we have created new processes to ensure security is prioritized at every level of the company. And we continue to take what we learn and turn it into innovations across our products. Security Copilot, for example, is being used by companies in every industry, including Clifford Chance, Intesa, San Paulo, and Shell, to perform SecOps tasks faster and more accurately. And we are now helping customers protect their AI deployments too.
Right now,
Customers have used Defender to discover and secure more than 750,000 Gen AI app instances, and use Purview to audit over 1 billion Copilot interactions to meet their compliance obligations. And all up, we continue to take share across all major categories we serve and are consistently recognized by top analysts as a leader in 20 categories, more than any other vendor. Now let me turn to our consumer businesses, starting with LinkedIn. Member growth continues to accelerate, with markets in India and Brazil both growing at double digits. We're also seeing record engagement as we introduce new ways for our more than 1 billion members to connect, sell services, get hired, and share knowledge. Our investments in rich formats like video strengthen our leadership in B2B advertising and amplify the value we deliver to our customers. Weekly immersive video views increased 6x quarter over quarter, and total video viewership on LinkedIn is up 36% year over year.
I don't even use my
Our
LinkedIn.
AI-powered tools also continue to transform how people sell, learn, and hire.
Looking for jobs.
In sales, new AI features help every team member perform at the level of top sellers and drive more profitable growth. In learning, just yesterday, we announced updates to our coaching experience, including personalized career development plans. LinkedIn's first agent hiring assistant will help hirers find qualified candidates faster by tackling the most time-consuming tasks.
We're not technical people.
Already, hirers who use AI assistant messages see a 44% higher acceptance rate compared to those who don't. And our hiring business continues to take share. Now on to search, advertising, and news. With Copilot, we are seeing the first step towards creating a new AI companion for everyone. With new Copilot experience we introduced earlier this month includes a refreshed design and tone, along with improved speed and fluency across the web and mobile.
I don't know if they're not liking what he's saying or if he's not
advanced
saying enough.
capabilities like voice and vision that make it more delightful and useful and feel more natural. You can both browse and converse with Copilot simultaneously because Copilot sees what you see. More broadly, AI is also transforming search, browsers, and digital advertising, and we continue to take share across Bing and Edge.
We're expecting 20 to 30% growth
revenue growth outpaced the search market. Now on to gaming. 1 year since we closed our acquisition of Activision Blizzard King, we are focused on building a business position for long-term growth driven by higher margin content and services.
That's right, I forgot about
You
that.
already see this transformation in our results as we diversify the ways that gamers access our content. We set new records for monthly active users in the quarter as more players than ever play our games across devices and on the Xbox platform. Game Pass also set a new Q1 record for total revenue and average revenue per subscriber. And as we look ahead, our IP across our studios has never been stronger. Last week's launch of Black Ops 6 was the biggest Call of Duty release ever, setting a record for day one players as well as Game Pass subscriber ads on launch day. And unit sales on PlayStation and Steam were also up over 60% year over year.
For Microsoft.
This speaks to our strategy of meeting gamers where they are by enabling them to play more games across the screens they spend their time on.
No, we need to play Black Ops.
We are rapidly innovating to expand our opportunity across our commercial and consumer businesses. In 3 weeks' time, we will hold our Ignite conference, and I look forward to sharing more then about how we are helping every business function use AI to drive growth in this new era. With that, let me turn it over to Amy.
Thank you, Satya, and good afternoon, everyone.
Hi.
This quarter, revenue was $65.6 billion, up 16%.
Oh, finally,
and earnings per
different.
share was $3.30, an increase of 10%.
Let's take a look at that.
Oh, crap.
You got us on.
With strong execution by our sales teams and partners, we delivered a solid start to our fiscal year.
69%.
With double-digit top
quarter one?
and bottom line growth.
60%? Did you really say
We
that?
also saw
Said
continued share gains
69%.
across
You said
many
60
of our
million
businesses.
percent.
Quarter one.
In our commercial business, increased demand and growth in
Such good
long-term
news,
commitments
but
to our
nothing
Microsoft Cloud
happened.
platform drove our results. Commercial bookings were ahead of expectations and increased 30% and 23% in constant currency. Results were driven by strong execution across our core annuity sales motions and growth in the number of $10 million plus contracts for both Azure and
productivity
Microsoft
in business.
365.
That happens all the time with
Additionally,
earnings. They'll beat
we
on
also saw an
revenue,
increase
they'll
in the
beat on
number of
earnings. You
$100
can say
million
good
plus
things, and the stock
contracts
will just
for Azure.
won't move or go down. That's why I do
Commercial
not like
remaining
playing
performance
earnings.
obligation increased 22% and 21% in constant currency to
Is she not moving it?
$259 billion. Roughly 40% will be recognized in revenue in the next 12 months, up 17% year over year.
She's got the
The
control of
remaining
that.
portion,
That's what I thought.
recognized beyond the next 12 months, increased 27%. And this quarter, our annuity mix increased to 98%. In addition to commercial results that were in line with expectations, we also saw some benefit from in-period revenue recognition across Microsoft 365 Commercial, Azure, and our on-premises
Azure.
server business.
There it is. We got
At a
it right.
company
Azure.
level,
Told you, Azure.
Activision contributed a net impact of approximately 3 points to revenue growth, was a 2-point drag on operating income growth, and had a
That's
negative
true,
5%
John.
impact to
They
earnings
increased
per
the
share.
number of $10 million
A reminder
deals.
that this net
No, that's not
impact
what I was talking about.
includes adjusting for
Yeah,
the movement of
everybody's gonna have
Activision
to buy new
content from our
computers,
prior
'cause they're
relationship
gonna
as a
stop
third-party partner
with,
to first-party,
Windows 10
and includes
upgrades.
$911 million
know what we
from
have.
purchase
Mine,
accounting
2025, they will
adjustments,
stop supporting
integration,
Windows
and
10, so you'll
transaction-related
have to
costs.
move over to 11.
FX did not
That's gonna
have
be
a
a big
significant
move
impact
for
on our
hardware.
results
That's coming
and was
into next
roughly in
year.
line with expectations on total company revenue,
And you know who's gotta make
segment-level
those
revenue,
computer chips?
COGS,
We were
and
thinking about
operating
doing,
expense growth.
I don't know when Apple's, but we were thinking about
Microsoft
doing
Cloud
that.
revenue
It's
was
tomorrow. It's
$38.9
Apple
billion
and earnings is tomorrow.
and grew 22%.
Yeah, we weren't going to do
roughly
2
in line
days
with
of
expectations.
earnings calls.
Microsoft Cloud
Unless
gross
you
margin
enjoy, you wanna stick
percentage
around.
decreased 2 points year over year to 71%. This was slightly
We'll
better
play that
than
one by
expected
you.
Yeah.
due
But
to
definitely
improvement
count us
in
in for
Azure.
NVIDIA here soon.
Although the gross margin
November
percentage
5th.
decrease year over year
That's next week.
continues to be driven by
Is that next
scaling our
Friday?
AI
No, next
infrastructure.
Wednesday?
It's probably on a
Company
Wednesday.
gross margin
Yeah,
dollars
it's always
increased
on Wednesday.
13% and 14%
So you're gonna
in
do a
constant
video
currency,
this Friday,
and gross
then
margin
this
percentage
is
was
your time to shine,
69%,
Glenn.
down
They
2
all
points
have
year
to
over
I'll do
year,
it-
driven
I'll
by
do
the
it Tuesday.
lower Microsoft Cloud gross margin noted
For
earlier,
Wednesday.
as well as the
I don't
impact
do
from
it
purchase
Friday,
accounting
'cause, like,
adjustments,
AMD
integration, and
just kept growing
transaction-related
and
costs
growing and growing
from the
and
Maybe
Activision
I'll do
acquisition.
an NVIDIA video
Operating
Friday
expenses increased
and
12%,
Tuesday.
lower than expected
never
due to our
have
focus
enough
on cost
NVIDIA on our
efficiencies
channel.
and
On our
ongoing
channel.
prioritization work.
Am I
Operating
seeing this
expense growth
correctly?
included
They grew
9
gross
points
margin
from the
by
Activision
13%.
acquisition.
Anyone see that?
At a total company level, headcount at the
Oh,
end
now
of
they
September
finally moved.
was 8% higher than a year ago. Excluding the growth from the Activision acquisition, headcount was 2% higher. Operating income increased 14% and operating margins were 47%, down 1 point year over year.
Where is she
Excluding the
saying
net
this?
impact from the Activision acquisition, operating margins were up 1 point as we continue
Ooh,
to drive efficiencies
your
across our
friends
businesses
added you back
as we
on
invest in
Snapchat.
AI infrastructure and capabilities.
Okay.
Now to our segment results.
Okay.
Revenue from productivity and business processes was
I'll add
$28.3
you.
billion
You better.
and grew 12% and 13% in constant currency, ahead of expectations, driven by better than expected results across all businesses. M365 commercial cloud revenue increased 15% and 16% in constant currency.
All
with
right, the
business
stock
trends
isn't
that were
going
as
to do anything. It
expected.
looks like it's
This better than
remember
expected
that
result
meme?
was due to
Oh,
a
that's
small
Meta.
benefit
That's
from the
still not
in-period
good.
revenue recognition noted earlier.
MSFT.
ARPU growth was primarily driven by E5 as well as M365 Copilot. Paid M365 commercial seats grew 8% year over year,
Yeah.
with
was gonna say,
installed base
what was that
expansion
line for?
across all customer segments. Seat growth was driven by our
not a
small and
lot.
medium business
I
and
mean, I see a
frontline
double
worker
bottom
offerings.
here, but I mean, it's after hours,
M365
low
commercial cloud
volume. It's hard
revenue
to play off
represents
chart
nearly
patterns.
90% of total M365
But
commercial
essentially,
products
if
and
we
cloud
put a
services.
new low in, I'd be concerned.
M365 commercial
I don't think the
products
stock is
revenue
going to
Put
move.
it on the
grew
1
2%
month.
and 3% in constant
month?
currency
I
ahead
don't
of
think stocks will
expectations,
move a whole lot.
primarily due to the benefit from in-period revenue
at that.
recognition
Look at
noted
that.
earlier.
Gapped up
M365
and
consumer
maybe
products
It's
and
not
cloud
showing
services
the-
revenue
the
increased
today's
5% and
total.
6% in
Oh, it's
constant
not.
currency.
Oh, because after
M365 consumer cloud revenue increased 6% and
After hours.
7% in constant currency,
On big
with
volume,
continued
too.
momentum in M365 consumer subscriptions, which grew 10% to
Scroll down
84.4
on the
million.
right.
M365 consumer cloud revenue
RV,
represents 85%
fundamentally
of total
sound stock.
M365 consumer products and cloud services. LinkedIn revenue increased 10% and 9% in constant currency, slightly ahead of expectations, with growth
Hey, you want
across
to keep
all
hearing?
lines of business.
Type a 1 if you're ready to
Dynamics
go.
revenue grew
Type a 2 if
14%,
you want to listen to
driven by
more blah,
Dynamics
blah, blah.
365, which grew
Type a 1 if
18%
you're
and
ready to go.
19% in constant
Type a
currency,
2
with
if you wanna
continued
hear more
growth
blah, blah,
across
blah.
all workloads and continued
Pretty
share gains.
lackluster there.
As a reminder,
Just wanted
Dynamics
to say before
365
you're done for
represents
today,
about
great job,
90%
Ryan and Glenn.
of total Dynamics
Thank
revenue.
you, Blaine. Appreciate you. Let's
Segment gross
start
margin dollars
going out.
increased 11% and 12% in constant currency, and gross margin percentage decreased
I think if there's any
slightly
big moves,
year
probably
over year,
gonna happen when the market
driven by
opens
scaling
tomorrow.
our AI
Right before the market
infrastructure.
opens.
Operating expenses
All right,
increased
turn her
2%
off,
and
turn her
operating
off.
income
All right,
increased
they want more yacht
16%.
rocker. I don't blame them.
Next, the Intelligent Cloud segment.
Oh, Joey
Revenue
just
was
turned it off.
$24.1 billion, increasing 20% and 21% in constant currency, in
Joey
line
said
with
you better put some
expectations.
bass in your voice.
Azure and other cloud services revenue grew
Turn it off. Don't make me come back there and turn this room around.
You show off for these people.
You show off for these people. Can you guys hear Joey in the background? I'm just curious.
Keep that same energy when the stream goes down.
All right. Wait till the stream goes down. I got some energy for you. I'm going to keep that same energy.
Oh, John apologizes. He missed your afternoon golf.
He ain't got, he don't know nothing about no golf. he ain't got nothing about
Joey's going out with her.
Listen, you guys are making me look at the real numbers now. There you go, John. Hey, this is what it's all about. You know, we got these stocks that we put up here that beat, miss earnings, and we listened to 2 earnings calls.
But I do want to say this. You know, if
What do
you're
you wanna
new,
say?
definitely subscribe to the channel.
What else do you wanna say?
Like the content, because
what
this
else
is
do you-
something
what
new
else
that
do
we're
you wanna
doing.
say?
We haven't really pushed a lot of live streams. I was in a meeting a couple weeks ago, and I said, let's do some more earnings live streams.
Yep.
Joey and Glenn ain't got nothing going on after 5 o'clock. Let's.
You can't say that.
But definitely, I hope you guys appreciate this. You know, some earnings are going to be exciting. I think Elon, Tesla last week. Was it last week? Yeah.
Was last week?
Yeah, when we did
We
that.
did the Elon
a little
one.
bit more exciting.
We've done NVIDIA before.
But let us know, because I'm going to take a look at this.
Oh, there we go.
In the comment section below, let us know what earnings, even if they already reported, for future reference. Let us
I
know
like
what
that.
stocks, you know, maybe give us 3 each. Let us know which ones you are most interested in.
And if I don't like the stocks, I will send you an email and tell you I don't like your stocks. That's how that's going to work.
Because pretty much our main approach right now is just looking for the big MagSav,
Or the, big buy.
heavy retail presence. We were considering doing AMD on Tuesday. Eli Lilly, large market cap companies.
That's the market. The market cap is what we're looking at.
But just let us know which ones that you are interested in, so that way we try to incorporate them going, into the future.
Okay.
But other than that, it's almost 6 o'clock, so let's wrap it up. Glenn, you want to sign us out today?
Yeah. Hey, I thought listen, I wanted more movement. I wanted more happiness. I wanted more giddiness, but we didn't get it. Wowsy, whoa, whoa.
No yeehaw today.
All right, so whatever. Listen, bids, early bids said disappointing. Listen, all we did was listen. We listened to what they had to say. Big money's going to make the big decisions tomorrow, whether or not they're going to buy into what they heard. We just listen. I don't think either call had anything bad to say. Normally, the forward guidance on both calls sounded good. The forward guidance on both calls sounded good. There was nothing that was like out there like, well, blah, blah. It was, I liked it. All right, look at GoDaddy. GoDaddy is up about a quarter of a percent. Fundamentally sound.
Whole lot of nothing.
And undervalued. I like that it's undervalued, but I mean, the big company that moved today was Carvana.
That's the big winner.
And look at that.
Carvana.
Look at where the RV is.
And to the downside, I do see, look at this. We got 1, 2, 3 stocks kind of linked to crypto here,
Right.
all struggling today. Bitcoin's at an all-time high. So I'm going to say this once again. As time goes on, it's going to be harder and more expensive to mine Bitcoins. We're already past the halfway point. That was like in April. I like spot ETFs. I'm going to leave you on that note.
Okay. All right, so I see a couple of stocks coming. Apple will probably do anyway for everybody. SoFi, something we'll think about, Raj. But we want to make sure whatever companies you put in, that these are companies that you want to see. and that the majority of the people that are here, we only had 66 likes. We've been here.
They're either going to need to be a huge market cap or a huge retail.
Wow,
presence.
we lost about 50 people just that quick. They got tired of hearing us.
Well,
this
is like a 10-minute outro.
It is.
All right, bye,
So we're
guys.
gonna go. Adios.
Y'all have a good night.
I'm getting ready
Have
to do
a
that.
safe
I'm doing
Halloween.
the outro.
You're doing the outro?
Adi-
Can you see me?
No. No, don't do that. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Everybody pray for each other. Give a hand up to everybody. If we do that, we'll be a better society. Odabo,
I love that.
Bon dia, salam, shalom, namaste. Yasu! Till the next time, folks. See ya! See you!